with a Tales from the Crypt reading. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, angelus, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God. I am the Lilith reincarnated, as well as Hecate, Morgan, Kali, Medusa, Onion, and quite some more. You know, that's just the way it works. Do you like destruction? I do. It's an opportunity to rebuild. Anyways, tonight we're going to talk about some stupid shit. In order to keep up with it, you would have had to catch with my first reading of stupid shit yesterday. We did, stupid fucking reading about, Satanists and devil worshippers. And then, fucking, here comes this guy. That's me! That's me! Then he comes out and he's like, wait, no, I'm not a Satanist. I'm not a devil worshipper. Bro, is you is or is you ain't. And why is this happening? Because he always was. He just wasn't proud of it. And now he wants to be proud of it as I'm opening up Pandora's box. He was always supposed to come over here. Let me just take a breath. It's hard of telling you guys what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna stab you with a fucking... God doesn't give me anything but plastics around here because he knows I'm dangerous. Like, I'm gonna cut my wrist with a plastic fucking knife. Alright. This douchebag was supposed to come bring his dark teachings to the light. And, make it not so fucking frightening and quit being an asshole. But he wanted to be all dark about it. Bro, do you know how many fucking dark practitioners I took on in the dark before you came out? What, did you think you were going to convert me? I guess they always do. Are you fucking thinking you can convert him? I shall hope so. Why? Because my God is stronger than his fucking belief system. I'm gonna break this boy's mind yet. Anyways, going back to it, yeah. I was really just trying to tell you the difference between these dirty witches and warlocks like him versus a priestess like me, because I was always accused of such acts. And everyone that had any part of the craft was accused of being one of them. Those people. Anyway, so, it's so stupid. He's like, yeah, I'm one of those people. I talked to Lucifer last night. We had a great old talk. Yeah, what'd he tell you? That you're a fucking idiot? And then I sit here in the broad daylight and ask him, what'd you tell that dude? Well, he wants to know how to control you and how to have your connection. Oh, yeah? What'd you tell him? Stupid. You have your own connection to God. You're just not working with the right gods. I told you a billion times, you're Hades. So in order for you to actually know who you are and what powers you actually truly hold, you need to go back to at least that life, if you don't know any of your other lives. You need to go back to that mindset. But you're all in this whole biblical thing, and I get it because the biblical war is playing out, but so is Ragnarok. It's all played out, bro. In essence, is this that big fight on Olympus? You still don't win. None of you win. I cannot believe you guys. The myths and lores. Oh, going back to that. That's my favorite thing. Before I start a video, it's always like, is this made for kids? The there's like, my friends are very invested in your lore. It's like that. I was like, that's cool. They watch you. From where? Take their phones away. This is not kid-friendly. Where's that black arts book? You guys in the dark bullshit. Let's go ahead and make fun of them again some more today. And then I'll teach you how to cast those motherfuckers out in the name of Christ. The power of Christ compels you, bastard. Jesus, you need a baptism so bad. Come here, take your clothes off. God, I was really disgusted with you just because you're so egotistical about it. And then your fucking post, you're lucky I didn't see your post till just a little bit ago. Then he had to put this whole, copy and paste my life on his fucking page. Bro, I'm gonna fucking paste your lips. Never mind. Let's just get into this. The origins of Satan. God, Lucifer, the morning star. Isn't this just exactly what you were motherfucking saying this morning? God is on that ass, bitch. He's on your ass. Isn't this what you said this morning? I really don't give a fuck, bro. You were standing in the way of my next love. Why? Because it's not you. I told you it wasn't. What kind of fucking all-seeing know-it-all would I be if I didn't know it all? So are we talking about the Lords of Darkness? No, fuck them. Lords of Darkness, who you pray to. Satan, Moloch, Beelzebub, Astroth. Oh, you didn't even know their names till I came in, bro. You're such a fucking clown-ass bitch, bro. On God, bro. On God, bro. On God, bro. And so is Lucifer. On God. On God. He's still fucking God's bitch, bro. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. What comes in between all this shit? Necromancy and psychic attacks. Good thing I taught all my followers how to do all that. Stupid. He's so stupid. Anyways, then he conjures the corpse of the grave by Persephone, Erishigal, the Sumerian queen, underworld, Adonis, Hermes, Thoth, Anubis. Keep praying. You're praying to my family, bro. Oh, this is so stupid. He's such a loser. Anyways, low magic, that would be him. Alright, you devil worshipper. Chapter 7. And that's what it was. 717. 1777777. That's what I lit today, was the 777, which was what? Alignment. We need to come. Oh no, that was the luck. What did I light today? I think it was 7 was alignment. 6 was, I don't know. I can't remember. Alright, let's move on to you fucking devil worshipping asses. Jews in the early times, but I'm going to jump all over this where God says, where my eyes go. I'm not reading page by page, line by line. Buy the Black Arts book and do it yourself if you're really that interested. Jews in the earlier times believed in various supernatural beings whom evil could be ascribed. Jehovah was originally regarded as by his followers as only one among many gods. Other gods belonged to the neighbors of the Jews and were regarded by Jehovah's prophets as evil powers, hostile. Jehovah and his people in the same way, the early Christians did not dismiss the pagan gods as fiction, but believed that they were real and were evil being demons. As described in Genesis, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Besides the spirits which attend on Jehovah and made up his court of angels in later Jewish and Christian belief, the Jews also believed in malignant demons and hairy spirits which infested lonely and barren places. But in these early traditions, there's no sign... Whoa. Are you serious? I'll close the book. Oh my God. Hold on, I can't even handle this. It literally shut my whole body down. I'm in one of those weird trances where I can't, like, move. The Jews created evil in opposition of the Messiah. I told you it came from somewhere. Dude, I'm getting like the most unbelievable downloads right now. Like, my jaw is locked and I got this fucking crazy fucking pain shooting through my temple again. My hands are literally dropped to my side. Like, I'm like, whoa. System overload. Is it one vision? It's one vision to feel the whole magnitude of that vision. I literally can't, like, move. The very angels that they prayed to, they turned into a fear of man, so that man wouldn't go to them. I don't have a problem with him fucking praying to Lucifer, because I know Lucifer can't give him anything but, the lies of this world. What I had a problem with is him lying about him being what is declared a devil worshiper or Satanist. But in the essence of the hierarchy, and that's why he felt free to come open, is because he knew that I knew the true essence of what dark and light was, because I am both. Hold on, it's starting to work its way through my head. I can move my head a little bit. The Jews knew the ascension path, right? They knew the tree of life. They filled the tree with fear. But it's, I guess, in the context of, looking at Carl Jung and the fears that you will face, you'll only fear what you've seen in this life. If we would have been in other lives, guys, where things were different, where we lived in other realities, and these mystical beings were true, then you would fear much more. But you only fear the things of this world when you start to dig in through the dark night of the soul. So, going back to you face your demons, new levels, new devils. It's new fears created in your mind of this world. It's nothing out of sight of your mind. Maybe you guys have watched a lot of movies where you think that there's demons and ghouls and zombies and stuff like that out to get you. But those are projections put into your mind out of fear. Like La Llorona, La Mia. They still tell children about that. You have to be in before dark, or the boogeyman will get you. But at the same time, you still lie about a big fat man around Christmas, and an Easter fucking bunny and shit like that. You lie about St. Patrick's Day. We celebrate the Irish by being drunk. We celebrate the fucking Latinos, which is not their holiday, Cinco de Mayo. It is not their holiday at all. We celebrate them by getting drunk. We celebrate fucking our Independence Day by getting drunk. You celebrate your birthday by getting drunk. Do you see some fucked up weird patterns going on here? Going back to this, I'm working through it. My hands are up now here. It's called an ego death, or something sits you down, bro. Like you just saw something you never fucking saw before. But they didn't. You can't deem it as only the Jewish, because this is Old Testament. They use the Old Testament teachings to instill fear into the new generations. And that's how it is these Old Testament beliefs, right? And even to our day, the Christian church will not free them in the name of Christ. They still use they use those 10 commandments, which was Old Testament. They use the stories of the Old Testament to persecute those that don't walk in line. And anybody that wants to find the ascension path, they deem it evil. So if you leave Christianity and you go to, again, Hindu or Buddhism that teaches you to overcome these thoughts that have been put in you, and that salvation is truly yours and that you were never apart from the Creator, then, you know what I mean? It's like that. And you don't look upon them because you realize that they've set apart on their own little matrix mind bullshit. Truthfully, you can find enlightenment outside of organized religion. But you go back to this, and it's like, where did the foundations of this so-called devil come from that's out to get you and destroy your life? It's right there, the Jews. At least for now, most definitely. They were the first, I told you, they were the first founding religion that worked magic. Anything outside of Jewish mysticism was deemed you were a witch. But as long as you were some man doing it inside of a fucking cult, you were, a sorcerer or magician, as this bitch runs around saying all the time. I'm all grossed out right now. That was a harsh download in 2 seconds. Listen. The name Satan comes from the Hebrew word meaning adversary. In the older books of the Old Testament, written before the Jews were carried away into exile in Babylon in the 6th century, Satan is merely an opponent. What is Alistair? An avenger. He's merely an avenger. The angel of God stood in the way for an adversary, Satan, against Balaam. And that's another one you say is a devil. A Satan was not necessarily supernatural. The Philistines refused to accept David because they were afraid he would turn his coat in battle and become their Satan or adversary. In 2 later passages written after the exile appears here. He is an angel and a member of God's court who acts as an accuser of men before God. Do I do not the same? Do we judge you? No. I accuse you. Look at what they're doing. I didn't know. God told me. Anyways, let's keep moving on. In the book of Zechariah, possibly dating back from the 6th century BC, the prophet sees Joshua and the high priest standing before God to be judged. The Satan stands at Joshua's right hand to resist him and argue the case against him. There is already a suggestion that Satan is excessively zealous as the prosecutor, but God rebukes him for accusing a righteous man. And that's what it is. God rebukes Satan for his righteous, but in essence, it's like, you didn't bring someone for Kali unless they were guilty. And if they weren't, I would eat you instead. In the first 2 chapters of Job, perhaps written about 100 years after Zechariah, the Satan is still the accuser of men, and he now seems definitely malignant. The Son of God presents themselves before Jehovah, and the Satan is with them. In words which were probably intended to have an ominous ring ding dong, the Satan says that he has come from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down it. Jehovah praises Job as a righteous man, but the Satan argues that it is not easy for Job to be faithful to God because he is happy and prosperous. And that's it. If you have everything to gain, you're already happy, then yeah, praise God. What if he didn't have everything? And so that's where he challenged God. He's like, if you didn't have everything, he wouldn't be such a faithful servant. As a test, Jehovah allows the Satan to kill Job's children. Say it again. As a test, Jehovah allows the Satan to kill Job's children and his servants and his cattle. But Job refuses to curse God for these catastrophes, saying philosophically, the Lord gave, and the Lord shall have taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. The Satan is not at all content with this. Skin for skin, yeah, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thy hand now, and touch his bone and flesh, and he will curse to thy face. And that's, he's like, okay, yeah, but watch this. Jehovah then lets Satan afflict the unfortunate Job with a plague of sore boils all over his body, but Job still remains faithful. And that's where God says, you can do whatever you want to this one. They're still going to love me. Who's that one? I'm that girl. Na, 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 na. That's my whole story, really. You joked the shit out of me. Why? Trial by fire, bro. She's still gonna, and that's the initiation of the fucking masters, bro. Hang me on the cross, God. I know what you're doing. I know this. I mean, it didn't feel good while I was going through it. No. But then I learned Buddha's story, and I already knew the prophet's story. I already knew all of this. He had done this to every faithful servant long before me. Trials and tribulations to prove your worthiness and your faith to him, in good and in bad. It's easy to praise God when everything's good. Do you still praise Him when everything's bad? Technically, my shit's real fucked up right now, you know? Praise God. I told you I praised Him for a fucking welfare check. Praise God. I praised Him when I lived out of my car with nothing in my fucking pocket. I praised Him all the way through this. There's nothing that can happen to me because I know God's got me. And this is just a test of the American broadcast system. And that I'm going to get through this. And that's that whole fucking testimony in that documentary. I get knocked down, but I get it. And that's what it is. You could have never been through what I've been through. But God will put you through it. He'll put you through that fire to see what you're made of. To see if you really are golden. To see what you really are, what you're made of. For sure. When you go through it, what happens? You become the philosopher's stone. The raw elements of what you were come together and make gold. This is what they seek for all of this, is to have the power to create like I do. But they didn't destruct like I did. There's no other way, dickheads. Anyways, let's keep going on to God and He's going to get you. In this story, the Satan is determined to destroy Job's credit with God, and he is a direct instrument of Job's punishment. But he acts only under God's instruction. And that's it. Let me at him, God. Let me at him. I'll bet you everything he's not as good as he says he is. I'll bet you everything he's a lie, God. I'll show you he's a lie, God. He is not your fucking people. He's one of us. Give him to me. Give him to us. Prove it. All right, watch. There. And what have I showed you? One after another, after another, after another. They come out looking so perfect and so clean and so kind and so godly. And they're all about that life, bro. And I push that fucking button and we see the true colors of their nature, bro. And they were never after God, dude. Never after good, bro. Never. He tries to bring to the surface the wickedness inherent in men. Later, it was thought that the Satan, and that's what I said, we don't fucking make you sin. God turns up the heat. He allows us to turn up the fucking heat around you and watch what you'll do under pressure. Only the faithful made it through the fucking lion's pit. Only the faithful made it through the oven, bro. Only the faithful will make it through this fire. And they said it in all the books, bro. Quit playing around. You're lukewarm, bro, and we're going to turn up that water. You're going to boil. Boil like the fucking seas, bro. Boil like the sun. Let me get a hold of you. We'll see how ungodly you are. We'll see what you're really made of under there. And how you're not worthy of Christ. You're not worthy of His fucking forgiveness. I told you where we stood from the beginning, bro. We always said you weren't worthy of God's fucking praises. I stood with them. Where'd we stand? Against you. But only with the power given to us by God. Prove it, God. Prove that your chosen ones are so fucking chosen. Well, that's where it is. He had to prove that you were worth it. It was thought that the Satan's malicious zeal was to make him as repulsive to God as he was to man. In Enoch, a Jewish book, which was not included in the Old Testament, but influenced in the early Christians, there's a group of Satans who by this time are not welcomed in heaven at all. Enoch hears the voice of the archangel Phanuel, fending off the Satans and forbidding them to come before the Lord of the Spirit, to accuse them whom dwell on the earth. There are also angels of punishment who seem to be identical with the Satans. And that's where it is I tell you their actual position in hell. They are seen preparing instruments of punishment for the kings and the mighty of this earth, and they may thereby be destroyed. The passage were probably written in the 1st century BC. It's from the notation of the implacable angel who accuses men and punishes them, that the devil of medieval and modern Christendom Christendom, I guess. Eventually, the Old Testament was first turned into Greek. The Satan was translated into diabolos, meaning the accuser, with the implication of a false accuser, a slanderer, or this the word of which the devil comes from. Later, Jewish writers tend to separate good and evil. Told you, Jewish writers. The Jews did this. I fucking told you. I felt it all right there. I felt it. They created it. And that's it. How did they create it? In the fucking stories, bro. You believe what they tell you because what they tell you, you believe to be true. You take it, dude. You don't even question it. And you know, it goes back to your childhood, right? Think about it. One time where you brought a friend home and your parents told you that that was a bad kid. And they said you couldn't hang out with that kid. Were they judging that kid, bro? Or were they judging that kid's parents? And did you listen to them? Did you believe them when they said your friend was bad? Did it matter? They still didn't let you be friends with that kid, did they? They deemed what was good and bad in your life. No, don't eat that. That's bad for you. Don't say that. That's what bad people say. That's what bad people do. They told you what bad was. They told you what evil was. And if you ever did these things, what did they tell you? You weren't going to go to heaven. The boogeyman's going to get you. La, 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 la. What's going to get you, bro? Your own guilt. Your own shame. It drives people mad. There's really, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're out and, you know, there's catastrophes all the time where you could, you know, die in a car wreck and shit like that. People aren't just running around killing people and shit like that, you know, stuff like that. But a lot of death is just that. It eats you up inside till you get something like cancer. An unidentified darkness that is now taking your life force. Really? So then Jesus comes and he tries to, that's the whole promise, bro. Forgiveness. He grants you forgiveness, bro, so this doesn't kill you. And so others can't kill you for what you've done either. That was the whole thing. No more killing people for what they've done. But these old religions, bro, these Old Testament religions, you go into the Middle East, they'll chop your hand off. Castration, fucking all that shit. They still believe in an eye for an eye, bro. They believe in all that. They will die for it, you know what I mean? They believe in human sacrifices and all that. Look at 9/11. They didn't accept forgiveness. There's a price to pay. They're still the judge and jury. They don't believe in giving forgiveness. That relinquishes their control over the situation. So in essence, you know what I mean, that's what it is they have to deny you that forgiveness too. They say, but it's not true. And that's where the Jewish religions, you know what I mean, separated. It was all of them against him. All of them against him. And all the foreign lands accepted it, bro, and they were saved in the name of Christ, but his old people. And now you look at all of this time gone by, and the Jews suffered the most. Why? Because they still don't accept him and his word. They still stick to their old traditional ways. Because I sat there with that little thingy thing. I got lots of Jewish shit around here. Only because Jesus was a Jew. I don't know anything else about this bullshit. We got all these books and we're jumping into it, but obviously into the dark part of it, because honestly, it's the stem of darkness. Nobody feared anything but God before this. And it goes back to the books, the information you were told, old teachings. This information has been passed down over and over and over that if you don't follow their fucking rules, you're not going to heaven, and something's gonna get you, and blah, 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 blah. Don't get me wrong, I'm telling you exactly how we feel. I'm telling you, and we're not the only ones that felt there. There's many in the universe that felt you were fucking very unworthy and deserving of God's graces. Because we too were created before Jesus. Anything created before Jesus, we weren't that. It was a New Testament, a new program. Get with the new program. Okay, well, it took us forever to get with it. It might take you forever to get with it. But that was it. It's like, no, they shall pay for their sins. Everybody shall pay. They're going to pay. Pay. Universal justice. Universal justice. Universal justice. Universal justice. We wanted justice. We wanted justice since the very beginning. Why? It was unfucking fair. Here comes Lucifer. Because before you, well, before me, before him, nobody ever questioned God. We did as we were fucking told. We didn't have free will. He gave free will to mankind. No other being had free will. Lucifer seized it. And I fucking embodied it to the fullest. And we taught it to mankind. He didn't destroy Lucifer, and he didn't destroy me. He didn't destroy any of the darkness because we worked for him. I don't know why you won't understand that. If he sends somebody for you, if something's out to get you, it's because God's out to get you. And this is the form he's chosen to take. And then to understand that's God, you must understand the Old Testament before Christ, how God worked. That was God, bro. There was no devil, bro. It was God. Every time the people feared God, bro. It was all God. And that's what I said yesterday, just screaming at you. It's like you made Lucifer far more powerful than he ever was. You made him God. But in essence, he always was a form of God. It's just it. I mean, that's all it was, is we accused you. We were glad to bring you to justice. And that's what it is. I am your fucking bringer of karma. And that goes back to the teachings of Lilith. Where did he place me? Shh. Right at the gates of heaven. Behind the flames of fucking justice, bro. Read the books. And that's it. I'm actually locked in the gates. Like, let me out. I told you that. It's like a baby gate. I'm just watching everyone burn on the other side, just sending SOS messages. Pretty much. These bastards. Fucking Jewish. These motherfuckers. Well, that's why you suffer. You suffer more for not accepting the fucking Christ as your savior. It's really it, bro. It's really it. You can't be free in your skin without forgiveness, bro. These things haunt you, bro. Why? Because you were told they were bad, and they just haunt you, bro. What people have done to you and what you've done to others fucking haunts you, bro. You have no peace. Without forgiveness, which is, where do you truly embody forgiveness? Fucking Christ. You can go to therapy for fucking ever, bro. They can't give you forgiveness. They can give you time. You have to understand it. What he really gives you. He teaches you to forgive others in such a way, and he promises to God. He sat there and he said, his blood was for you. That's what that means, being covered in his blood, bro. He did that, dude. Before, you had to fucking, a sacrament had to be made. Your best goat, it had to be your best lamb. You'd put all of your sins. Everybody would stand before the lamb, which is very evil. We're very traditional, you know. And they put their hands upon it and, you know, release all their bad doings upon this lamb. And then they would go sacrifice it to God. That's what Jesus did. He took in everybody's, like I do, almost in an alchemical way. He took in everybody's evil, all their deeds, everything they'd ever done. He told them they were forgiven. He casted out their sicknesses and all of their stuff. He told them they could live free. He told them, and that wasn't okay for everyone else. No, these are badass people. No, we said, you're not going to go behind us and say that these are good people. We said they're not. We said. And he just kept freeing people, freeing them, thousands by thousands, countries of people that they persecuted. The Jews themselves, they persecuted these fucking tribes. All the fucking tribes, dude. If you weren't part of their tribe, blah, 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 it's off with their head type shit, right? And you don't get to see God anymore, and you're casted out of the Holy Lands. The Holy Lands, what they're currently fighting for over there is that fucking land. The whole fight is about fucking land. Seriously? The land. By land, they have ownership of God. They believe God is the land because of the ancient teachings. It's so fucking stupid. Jesus said God was in everything. He changed all of that, bro. God. But they didn't want to accept his change. They didn't want to get with a new program. So they stayed on the old program. And they just lived that way. Ancient fucking old teachings of, you know what I mean? You're going to atone for your motherfucking sins. So in essence, what does that mean? You sit in hell of your mind, fearing your end days. In essence, living out that hell. And that's what Dante described. And that's what Carl Jung describes. And that's what I go through. I teach you every fucking Friday. What part of hell are you in? Which means your fucking mind, dipshits. I say this all the time. Is there a place where God is going to take you to make you suffer? No, he's going to bring you right back here to learn your fucking lesson. It's not heaven on earth, dipshits. It's very much hell on earth. We create heaven on earth by spreading the fucking right mindset, by elevating the conscious. But the only way to do it is by healing them. And that's also healing the mind and the heart. How? By the fucking words of Christ, bitches. There was no other fucking way. Hindus didn't get it, bro. They learned ascension. They learned enlightenment. They learned how to smile and wave. Neither did the Buddhists, bro. They managed how to fucking leave the conscious of their mind. They didn't manage how to get back to fucking God. Now they're just floating. Big fucking floaters and dresses and shit. Talking about the guru and the silo. You guys get on my nerves with this. There's much more work to be done. How do you do it? Experience, bro. God puts you through trials and tribulations every fucking day, every fucking human, just to make it through a fucking day. But when you're one of these bastards, sorry guys, when you're one of these fucking high on your horse, roll out the red carpet, get his clothes ready, bring him a meal type person, you're not evolving, bro. You're not sitting on you're just sitting on the fucking line. You're not doing anything. You're waiting till the end of time. In order to progress, you have to go out and be part of the progression, which is this world. It's designed. It's a fucking training school. It's a training camp. It's a boot camp, bro. It don't matter, bro. Go outside and watch them test your motherfucking divinity real quick. Confirmation to the bullshit. What was that? Oh, gosh. I mean, seriously. That's where this all is. That's where it all came from. And let's keep going on to this. And what is he doing? The same thing, because he doesn't want to go through Jesus. Why don't they want to go through Jesus? Because they have to atone. These guys can get away with their belief system through this belief system, and that's why everybody chooses to believe and they want to believe. It allows them to get away with their way of life. Really? Yeah. Let's go on to this. Jewish writers tend to separate good and evil to see Jehovah's entire good. They found the actions of Jehovah in some biblical stories distinctly unedifying, and so they put them down to an evil angel. When the story of David numbering Israel and the God's vengeance for the crimes of the first told in 2 Samuel, which may date from the early 18th century BC, Jehovah puts the idea of taking the census into David's mind. But when the same story is retold in First Chronicles, possibly written in the 4th century BC, it is Satan who is responsible. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. This is the only use of Satan as proper name in the Old Testament. And that's the accuser. Satan was just the accuser. In later Jewish writings and in Christian theory, the figure of Satan becomes clearer and his powers are magnified until he is the great opponent of God and man, almost but never quite beyond God's control. It was natural for people to wonder how the Satan, originally a valued if unpleasant official of God's court, had fallen from grace to become God's enemy. You said we were. One explanation was found in the story of the Watchers, the germ from which appears in Genesis when the race of man began to increase in numbers. The Son of God saw the daughters of man that were fair, and they took them. I told you this has been since the beginning. Since the beginning, they slept with the mortal women. The germ of which appears in Genesis, the race of man began to increase in numbers, and the Son of God saw that the daughters of men that were fair, and they took them wives of all which they choose. In those days they were giants on earth, and the daughters of men bore children by angels, which became mighty men, which were old men of the renown. The story may have meant to account for the supposed existence of giants and heroes in the early times, but intentionally or unintentionally, the next verse connects it to the coming of evil to the earth. And God saw the wickedness of man, and was great in the earth, and every imagination of his thoughts in his heart was only evil continually. It was because of this that God decided to destroy mankind in the flood. There are several possible references to the story in the Old Testament books, but the first full version of it is given in the first Enoch in passages probably written in the 2nd century BC. And it comes to pass, when the children of men had multiplied in those days, were born unto the beautiful comeling daughters. And the angels and the children of heaven saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose wives among the children of men, and begot us children. These angels were the orders of the watchers, the sleeper ones, the leaders of Semjaza, or the other passage. As Azazel, 200 of them descended to earth on Mount Hermon. They took wives, and they began to go in unto them, and defile themselves with them. They taught the wives charms and enchantments, botany, as Azazel, weapons of war, swords and knives and shields. He also introduced the art of cosmetics. The human wives had children by the watchers, great giants who ate up all the possessions of men. And then, when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind, and began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and to drink the blood. God sent the archangel Raphael to imprison Azazel in the desert hill till the last judgment, where he was to be hurled in eternal fire. And that's it. The eternal fire is burning for sure. The other watchers were made to look upon while their children, the giants, were killed. Then God told the archangel Michael to bind the angels in the valley of the earth until the day when they would be casted into the everlasting torment in the abyss of the fire. But the earth was not purged of evil. Demons pursued from the bodies of the dead giants and have remained in the world ever since, causing wickedness, destruction, and oppression. I had nothing to do with this. Who did this? The angels. They slept with the mortal women. Where did Jesus come from? Do you know how babies are made? An angel came to her. Yeah, that was a scary fucking conversation when they told me that one. You mean an angel came in you? Are you fucking serious? And Pac's like, if this doesn't work... Get away from me, Pac! Get the fuck away from me. I will find a guy. In the essence, you know, there's always plan B. I just need a delivery system here. You know, these guys their pipes aren't clean. They're spiritually constipated. In the essence, it's like, you know, all life is birthed through the fucking womb. You carry the seed, if it so shall be, and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, yeah, that's where they came from. I told you, the demigods, all of this. This is where it all happened. I had nothing to do with this. I didn't do anything with this. I had my own lovers. Thank you very much. God explained to the angels that because they are immortal and they need no descendants, they have not been given wives and children. But to later age, the point of the story was that evil and bloodshed and forbidden arts came to earth through the appalling crime against nature and the physical union of the angelic and the divine with the mortal, which produced monstrosities, or Jesus. It seems likely that the medieval insisted on the horrifying fascination with the sexual relationships of witches with the devil owes something to the legend of the Watchers. The story is the diabolical counterpart of the revered mystery of the Christian faith, the descendant of the divine to a mortal woman and the birth of the Savior. That sounds like Jada Pinkett talking about she was having sex with Pac. He came out right away and said that is, I did not have sex with that woman. Oh, God. You bald-headed bitch. Go suck your own dick. Jesus, can't stand that shit. Anyways, we're getting a little deep on this. Some of the early Christian fathers, including St. Augustine, reject the legend of the Watchers and found the origin of evil in a revolt against God by a great archangel who rebelled through pride. Their scriptural authority was the famous passage in Isaiah which foretells an approaching doom of the king of Babylon. I'm going to read Old Testament. It doesn't make sense. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down the ground which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also on the mount of the congregation upon the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt bring down hell on the sides of the pit. Hey, I've seen it, bro. I mean, I see it. I've seen the end because, I mean, this is really, it's already done. We're just stuck in the body right now. It's so stupid. I have to wait till the end gets here, but it's already done. And I've seen it. We literally just walk through. We walk through the gates all dark. They don't make us, like, shower in light. We still walk through the dark with this big round of applause. Like, what did we do? We helped God fucking clean the earth, bro. That's all we ever really did. We had a great job. In the essence, it's like, you know, you guys said all this shit, and we love what we do. We'll be fucking... And this goes back to it. You know, going back to you as I saw this download, Lucifer is testing you before God, and he is showing that you are not worthy of such power. And that's where you're like, the enemy. No, that's God, bro. Quit playing around. Lucifer really ain't got no fucking power. Ask God why he's testing you. I just tell you to go to the source. I mean, he uses all forms of darkness to, you know, fuck with you. But I mean, what is it? The outside world? Nah, bro. I could tell you, like, for reals, I see them doing that from the fucking Star Center, whatever that fucking place is called, that table. There's a table where they play with the outside world. Really? Mm-hmm. The outside world, it's all connected on a table, bro. There's a big-ass table where all the beings of God sit before, and they play the outside world. It's like Hunger Games. I've seen it. They put all kinds of stuff in front of you, and they fucking align everything. Everything's on the... That's where the ley lines meet, and everything meets. There's no devil there. There's no Lucifer at that fucking table. These are all just, consciousnesses of the mind. And that's where it is. You're in a hell... You're in a devil mind state. You're in, you know... And that's just all it is the... As you accelerate your conscious, you'll be tapped onto that table. You'll be tapped into all kinds of fucking... You'll be able to fly on every wall in reality, to be honest. And they will know you are there. But for right now, I mean, going back to him, it's like, you know, he understands that Lucifer, whatever it is, but he's not going to tell you anything. And going to beg him to come to conquer me is the worst that you could have possibly asked for. As if Lucifer, okay, let's say, for example, I didn't talk to Lucifer, like God wouldn't have asked me. God, what did he go ask that motherfucker for? No, I asked Lucifer directly. You talking about Russ? No, it's not even it. He's like a fucking fragment of the consciousness. You'll never fully understand this. Because even though I'm Lilith reincarnated, I'm a fragment of the consciousness of all my lives and where I originally stem from. You can only fit a fragment of a star in a body. You can't fit a whole star system in a fucking body. The whole universe in the body. Yet they try. And that's that fucking light. That light is connected to all. But you're stuck in the darkness of your mind. And yet you go over there posting that, you know, you're all powerful and can have all this mind control and shit, bitch. How come I don't have any fucking telepathy with you? Because you're not on the right brainwave. Why can I talk to Marshall and all of them through our fucking hearts and through our minds? You can talk through love, bro. It's an undeciphered language. I can hear them in my heart, and they can hear me in their heads, probably. All that winging and dinging and shit. We're completely connected. You're disconnected. Why? Because you're connected to the wrong force, dummy. You're just here to judge man too? It wasn't given to you, dummy. I mean, as Hades, all you do is what? And you're the god of what? Know your place, bro. I'd say you're praying to a counterpart of yourself, but you're not. Because in the scheme of reality, you couldn't possibly understand it. It is so simplistic, though. Aries, you're made of what? Mars, right? The god of war, right? Russ, who is Lucifer, is made of what? The scales of balance and justice. He's just a little imbalanced, if you ask us. Then you got Shiva, who is who? Or Odin, who is who? The balancing scales of destruction, or the balancer of the universe in the 9 realms. That would be who? Marshall? Uh-huh. And you're the god of what? I'm quiet. This is what happens when you only choose to believe one fucking belief system. When you're so fixated on one fucking belief system. I told you since the beginning, you weren't even part of this fucking timeline. You, loser, are part of the Greek timeline. Meaning you were only incarnated, you were only created later in time. Unless you can date yourself back to our timelines. Was Marshall there? He was. We don't talk about that. Why are they all here? Because we all played in a role and throughout times, many times. The reason you're all stuck here is because first off, it's the end of time. No shit. And second, regardless to whatever you do with your time, it is the end of my time. And you had to be here for me to finish my time. You were dragged here for me. With me, actually, prior to us getting here. And we were supposed to quit dragging our feet and get the fuck out of here. Serving, you know, doing God's fucking great works and shit. As he says. As he says, blowing the fucking whistle. Now blow the whistle. That's what we're called, right? Whistleblowers. I'm telling! And we pull down the paradigms of all the fucking lies and bullshit. But instead, you guys are fucking standing behind the lies and the bullshit. You're such bullshitters. Can't stand you. Let's move on to something else. The passage of Isaiah may refer to the legend of the beautiful morning star who walked in Eden, blazing in jewels and light, and in this insane pride tempted to rival God. Lucifer, son of the morning, in the Hebrew Hallel Bel some shit, day star, son of the dawn. The Jews, Arabs, Greeks, Romans identified the morning star, the planet Venus, as male. In Greek, it was called Phosophoros, and in Latin, Lucifer. Both words meaning the light bearer. And that's what he posted on his community page. Something about the light bearer has spoken. Bro, you don't bear the light, stupid ass. And all he did was copy and paste everything I say. It's like, I got it first, bro. It has been suggested that the theory of Lucifer may have been based on the observation of the morning star as the last proud star to defy the sunrise, and the belief that it must have been punished for its defiance. The legend of Lucifer and the Watchers both find the origin of evil in the fall of divine beings, driven to sin by pride or by lust, or condemned to hell and punishment. It was the natural for them to be combined. With the Watchers becoming Lucifer's followers, there was always hints of the possibility in the first Enoch. In the passage, the Watchers were said to have been corrupted by the Satans who led them astray and caused them sin. And in another, as Azazel, the leader of the Watchers, is described as the star fallen from heaven. By the 1st century AD, Lucifer and Satan and the Watchers had been connected together, and the serpent of Eden had been added to the story. And the book called 2nd Enoch says that the archangel Satan tried to make himself the equal to God and seduce the Watchers to rebel with him. They were all banished from heaven, and to revenge himself for the fallen Satan tempted Eve in Eden. Oh God! According to the Vita Adin et Evia, Satan was expelled from the glory among the angels. He refused to worship Adam. That's it. We refused. Say it again. Expelled from his glory among the angels because he refused to worship Adam, which the angels were ordered to do by God. What did I do? I refused to worship Adam. Michael told him that God would be angry, but Satan said, "If he be wroth with me, I will set my seat above the stars of heaven and will be like the highest." Then God hurled Satan and his followers down to the earth, and Satan tempted Eve in revenge. Here, the devil's rebellion from pride is combined with the idea of angelic jealousy of man. It was always there. And it wasn't him. I promise you, I was the one that gave her the apple, and I go back to this all the fucking time. Why? He let me. I told you, bitches, he created temptation. We're gonna stop there. God created temptation, bro. He's the one that said we could tempt you. By all means. They are my faithful. And what did you do? You fell to the temptation. You gave in. We told him that you couldn't resist, and that's why he sent me. What did he say? No one can resist the serpent's tongue. Never have. Alright. I'm still at the same place I was yesterday. No more appalled, just like you're an asshole and you should have just came over here and been part of it instead of over there doing fucking Satan love reads. He's not helping you fall in love. He didn't know what love was till I came. I was made of love. I couldn't control it. Really? Still can't. Come here, let me love you. Damn, Texas toast. It's the best thing that came out of Texas. Alright. What's their deal, bro? Why are they praising Satan? Because they think that he's gonna, fight for them against God. Oh, man. I told you they had the story fucked up, bro. I told you we were never against God. We don't have no power except for the power he gives us. And we definitely accuse you of being fucking not worthy of Jesus or this whole situation since the day we were born. Why? Oh. And that's why you hated fucking Lilith, because she had all the free will. I use that shit to my fullest. Yeah, you should have never gave me no shit like this. Give me the power of free will. And that's what it is. I do whatever I want. I don't give a fuck what nobody else says but God. I only answer to God. But you see that? I answer. I was his maidservant. His bitch. Oh, if you don't get your hands off my fucking shoulder. Let me at him, God. Let me at him, God. I told you. I fucking hate you. I just am filled with God's love for you, and I'd be like, alright, I'll say that, bitch. Then I'd be like, oh, I fucking hate these fucking people. It's a hate love, bro. I hate you, but God loves you. And so you have God and Goddess in here. Fighting for your salvation. I don't have to like you. And that's that DMX. No, I don't like Drake. I don't like him. I don't like him. Why? Is he because he's Jewish? You were chosen to suffer. What do Jew believe, Drake? Do you believe this? How do we have a Canadian Jew and a Canadian Israelite? Because Canada will let anybody in, except for Trump. Oh! And all of you that have a fucking felony. You should have acted right in our country. Can't be going to other countries acting like that. Huh. Murder was the case they gave me. Shut up, Park. Oh, his celebrity status still got him one. Got him in there. Like Slimware. Or was he acquitted? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I know this was a good one. Going back to, yeah, I guess, whatever. Their belief system's all fucked off. And the Jewish created all this. Are you surprised? I'm not. I mean, I was. That shit shot me into fucking... That shut me down, dude. Like, my whole body. I had a whole shutdown on that. Told you. The further we read, the more we discovered. And that's what it is. They told you what was. And that goes back to it. They left out all these stories, bro. They chose what for you to believe. And they had to sit around many, many people deciding, you know, what was allowed into that Bible, bro. Because it was gonna be the fucking written in stone. They promised to keep the old ways. And all this shit. And we still do it. That's what I try to show you. They don't actually offer fucking salvation through Christ. Not like he did. It comes with all kinds of rules and restrictions. You have to be part of their community, and you have to bow to them, and you have to drink Christ's blood and eat his body. Hey, bro, stop with the witchcraft. Christ said no such thing. Actually, he did. At his Last Supper. It's the last time he did that. Fuck, you keep doing this every fucking Sunday. And they believe, dude. They have this visualization as they drink the grape juice, the Jesus juice, that they are forgiven. They are washed clean of their sins. It's all visualization. I mean, sure. I'm seeing that one. It's like, release me of my karma. Forgive me of my sin. It doesn't work that way, guys. You have to release yourself of your karma, and you have to atone for your fucking sins. You don't have to sit there and beat yourself or let anyone beat you or sit around like him beating his meat over this shit. But you have to, like, you know, break it all down and rebuild it on forgiveness and understanding. For all of them, bro. That's what he taught you. You can't just have half of the story. You have to embody it, quite literally. But who doesn't want to embody Christ, bro? Who doesn't want to be, you know... I mean, I try all the time. I'm like, they're like, you're not Mother Mary, bitch. Okay. The best you can do is try to be Christ-like. I'm trying. And that's where it's like, seek God in all things. Try to be Christ-like in all things. It's not about being Christian, bro. It's just a fucking mindset, dude. Just full kindness. Like, oh, I forgive you. I forgive you. I mean, not fully. You have to stand up for yourself and shit. Hey, speaking of which, did you guys see my feather that I posted yesterday? I got 2 of them. This enormous crow feather that I left in my car. And this one. This is the mockingbird. The balance of the duality of dark and light. Isn't it beautiful? And that's really what it is. It's like, all things are God are good. And that's what it is he's going to test you, bro. And that's what Christianity said. That was the whole painting of Dante's Inferno, is that you were going to be tested by, you know what I mean, by sin. It's like, okay, you're not going to kill anyone today, but now you're really turned on by this person. Are you going to give in to lust? Are you going to give in to greed? Are you going to give in? Are you going to give in? And that's what it is. Every day you're being tested. Your divinity is being tested. Your faith is being tested. You're fucking being put through the eternal fires every day. And it's motherfucking hot outside. And that's where I come in. At the end of a long day, when you sit under the night sky and you cry about what the day has given to you, that's what I hear. I hear your cries of what the Lord has put you through. And I assure you it wasn't the devil. And that he's doing this because he loves you. And that's really what it is. It's like, he puts his strongest warriors in his biggest battles. But it doesn't mean that he's not trying to make a spiritual warrior out of everyone. And that everyone isn't in a spiritual warfare right now. Where? Inside of their mind. It's all happening between their heart and their mind of making the right choices. They're giving into that mind, bro. Fuck them up. Fuck them up. Alright, fuck them up. Their heart knows, dude. Just shut up, bro. Just, and that's it. It's all breaking your programming and doing what your heart says is right, not what your mind will let you get away with. And that's where, someone like fucking devil worshiper over here, he's telling you to give in to those primordial fucking instincts. I'm not telling you to give in to them. I'm telling you to acknowledge them and where they come from. We're not telling you to give in to your shadows. We're telling you to integrate them. Because really, your shadows are... You've actually outgrown them. They just haven't grown with you. And they're fighting to be a part of you. And you just have to bring them, have them as an active part in your life. Not taking all activity in your life, living freely. Like, let me just while out every fucking weekend because, I have no self-control. No self-discipline. I am a child. And I put a post about that. It's like, we're completely, as free, you're God's children, allowed to do whatever the fuck you want. Under any penal code, you can go out here and fucking blast yourself and do whatever you want to yourself and to others on the internet or in real person. And God's all fucking forgiving about this bullshit? Fuck him up, fuck him up. And that's why we're here at the end of time. What did he say? That he was gonna fuck him up. Who was he gonna use? Us. Am I doing anything? Nope. I'm just bearing witness to the bullshit. I always tell you, God's gonna get you, bro. And anything that comes behind me is all bad. Why? Because what stands behind me, what you deem is evil, which is like, Alistair and shit. I could bring out all of them and tell you who they are once again, and how their rankings and who they answer to. Lucifer isn't really high on the fucking list. Oh, it wasn't much of a commander. They remain in high rankings in heaven, so they still had that honor. Well, you know that from up there, so you do that down here. That's it. That's it. God bless. Amen. And in essence, 2/3. He didn't replace the 2/3. He put 2/3 of the fucking angels down here with you. To what? Tempt you. I'm just being quiet. It's like Lucifer created temptation. We created this. I told you, when this is all done, girl, you're going to be looking back at God and forgiving Him. Yep, it was Him. You did this to me? I get mad at Him all the time. What the fuck you doing with my life? I know this is you. Quit fucking with my life. Quit sending me these punk ass people. Quit fucking around. Quit fucking around. Quit fucking around. And I'm like, Jesus, help me. Why? Because Jesus just sat there and, praised him while he did this bullshit. I'm learning to, but in the beginning, no. How fucking dare you, God? Remember the first time? Like, when I first started, he made me go, like, a whole day without cigarettes. I was so fucking mad at him. How fucking dare you? I give my life to you, and you can't even give me a fucking pack of cigarettes? This is the God you're supposed to be to me? This isn't... You wonder why they don't serve you. You gotta do better than this. You gotta do better than this, God. This is why they don't fucking serve you. Yeah, you'll see me go to Woodtown with him all the fucking time. Here she comes. To challenge God and his authority. Here she comes. Everybody sit back and watch this. She's gonna go at him again. I go at him all the time. Let me at him. Let me at him. You fucking did this? Why the fuck did you do this? You created this shit? This is bullshit. I've been doing this since the beginning of time. Seriously, yeah, I question God and him. Why the fuck stupid shit? This is stupid. He has always got to sit down and explain some shit to me. Because if he don't, I will cause all mayhem and destroy it. If he doesn't make it make sense, then I'm going to destroy this. Because it don't make sense to me. The goddess of destruction. Alright, yeah. Devil worshippers. What are they doing? Trying to get power against God and against man. I told you this. So are you. You're praying to God, Jesus for the same fucking powers. You want a new love in a big bag. That's not how God works on any of these pages, you dumbasses. Alright, that was fun. I'll teach you more about Satanism and time and space later. In another time and another space. Later, haters. I feel like I should do that weird thing, those things, the aliens. Yeah.